So let me school people on this new LG washer I got from Home Depot and why you should kind of avoid LG. Um, so if you're buying a new washer and you look at the reviews online, say like Home Depot for example, anywhere you go, they're all selling the same units really. So you might have the problem anywhere else unless you go to like a local mom and pops, store, which costs, a little bit more. Um, Here's the thing is these washers have 4-star reviews on them. But if you break it down, like 25% of it at least is horrible reviews. So just seeing like 400 people write, you know, when they got a washer the first day it's broke and nothing is done about it, you just paid $800 for nothing. So let me get into the problem I'm facing. um so overall it's a pretty dope washer. Like, the electronics on it are pretty cool. I like that it has the time and stuff. And it doesn't really have a lot of water in it, but I find it actually washes a little bit better than my Whirlpool that I had. Um, and the clothes seem to be more dry on the final spin cycle, so it saves me time when I put it in the dryer. But let's get to the problem at hand of why you don't want to deal with LG. LG deals with all people. Their whole representative team is people from India that you can't fucking understand, which is a lot of places these days. Netgear does it, I know, and I don't know what other companies, but you just can't understand them. Not only can you not understand them, they can't understand you, and their connections are horrible. So here's the thing. Now my house is customized. I have a Victorian house. Everything was all customized in the 80s here. All these cabinets were built, everything. This island was built and stuff. I'm in the middle of like restoration and stuff. All these cabinets were customized, blah blah blah. I had to get a front loader to fit inside here because the lids on everything else would hit the cabinets. So I had to get a front loader. Here's the thing about front loaders. When you're done using this, you have to keep this open for like 2 or 3 days. You have to make sure you make sure you have a towel on hand. Sorry, I lost my voice. I've been talking all day, but you have to wipe all this down. It says this in the instruction manual. Wipe all this down. Make sure you wipe the rubber gasket ring down. Eventually this is going to start smelling. There's going to be gunk that piles up in the back. You're going to have to do a tub clean, which it says right here. You're going to have some cleaning problems. You really shouldn't have to do that when you're done washing clothes. All right, so that's one thing about the front loader. Here's my problem. First off, when it came, it had this big ass scratch down the side, where is it? Right here. That I was like, you know what? Whatever. It was hard as hell for me to get it inside of here. I could look past the scratch. I could cover it up. Here's the problem here. This LG tray, I can't get it out. All right. Now, if I put the phone down, I could yank it out. The thing is there's a rubber liner inside of here. Square rubber liner. It goes back to like about here. And they didn't fit the liner on properly when they put the front panel on. So the liner is popped up, pressing on the tray, and I can't pull it out when I push the tab in and pull out. It's getting caught on this like little lip thing. Now, I could take a screwdriver and just try to pop it in, and it might break the plastic. I don't know. Seeing as I just paid $800 for this thing, I didn't want to do that. So here's where the nightmare begins. Since that is broke, I should have just said, take it back. give me a new one. But since it's so hard for me to put this unit inside of here, I was like, I don't want to go through this again. I don't even know if I could pull this thing out at this point. I was like, I just want somebody to come over, fix the tray, and we're good. You know what I mean? You know, you don't have to give me money off, whatever. Just fix the fucking tray. That's it. All right. So they have a thing that you have to call within the first 48 hours. If you don't call within the first 48 hours, then you're really going to have problems. So first 24 hours, I call Home Depot, the number that I had that they gave me when I bought the thing. I said, look, there's a defect, you know, the tray's messed up. Can you send somebody out to fix the tray? They said, all right, we have three options here. We're going to send a tech out. If he can't fix the tray, you can get a new washer, or you can keep the tray messed up, but get money deducted off the washer. And I was like, well, look, I really don't want to return the washer. I've already wasted time on this and everything. I would just like to see if the tray could get fixed. This was on a Thursday. They're like, all right, cool. We're putting an order in right now. On Monday, you'll have somebody come out. On Saturday, they'll call and confirm. I'm like, all right, cool. That works for me. Saturday comes, nobody calls. And I'm like, all right, it's the weekend. You know how these businesses are. They never call. So, you know, that's just how people are nowadays, you know. Monday comes, I'm waiting for the tech guy to come in the morning. They're supposed to be here. They're like, yeah, they'll be here anytime between 10 and 2, which is a pretty big fucking gap, you know. So I wait an hour and I just have a bad feeling about them not calling on Saturday. So I'm like, I wait an hour and then I call Home Depot and I explain the situation. I go, is a tech person still coming out today? Because, you know, nobody's contacted me or anything about a time or, you know, confirmation or anything. So they look it up and they go, no, it's been canceled. And I was like, canceled? I go, when did they cancel it? And they said Friday. I said, so today's Monday, you guys canceled it Friday and you never fucking told me? So, you know, I take time off and I'm here. I'm sitting here Monday waiting and nobody's showing up, and nobody from Home Depot called me and said, we canceled. I said, why did you cancel? Here's the thing. The lady at Home Depot that I talked to on Thursday said she put a tech call into Home Depot, and the person I talked to said Home Depot doesn't come out and service LG. They need to call LG and have LG send a tech out. And so I was like, all right, we'll do that, you know. And she goes, well, you just call LG and, you know, do it yourself. I said, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know how to call LG. I don't know their number. I don't, you know, this is not my problem. Like, you have to do this, not me. And she goes, oh, okay. Let me call on three-way and connect you to them. So I'm like, okay. Wait 20 minutes on hold for LG, and then I get disconnected. So I call Home Depot again because I don't know who they're calling. So after the third representative I talked to explaining the story over and over again, he's going over all the notes from the previous people and all the previous disconnections. He's like, all right, I'm gonna call LG and stay on the line with you. And I go, wait a minute, like you guys keep doing that, I keep getting disconnected. And he's like, oh no, we won't get disconnected. I'm like, fine, whatever. What choice do I have? So I get connected to LG. The Home Depot guy gets off the line immediately and just leaves me on the phone with these people from India from LG. And like, I can hear all these people talking in the background. I can hear kids and stuff. And I'm like, where is this woman? At her house, I'm guessing? Or like, you know, where does LG have their representatives at? And you could tell they're from India. So, you know, they're like, basically, they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. Home Depot connected me to you. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll explain the entire story to you. So I tell him, you know, the tray's messed up, blah, blah, blah. So the guy at LG, who I could barely understand, and he could barely understand me, because we're from two different fucking countries and English is this, second or third language, which don't get me wrong, that's impressive, but it's not very good business wise. So, he's like, let me connect you to the washer department. And I'm just thinking, like, where is that? Is there a bunch of people in your basement and that's where they have the fucking washer department? So they connect me to a woman from the washer department, and I have to explain the whole story to her, and we can't understand each other. And I'm like, Miss, I can't understand you. I can't hear you. And she's like, she's like, I'm sorry, but I can't understand you or hear you either. So she gave me a number to a personal line, and she's like, I'm going to call you back from that. If we get, if somehow it don't work, call this number. So anyway, she calls me back, I think on her personal cell phone or something. And it was more clear and everything. We could actually hear each other and stuff, and it was better. So she goes, let me send an LG tech out. And she looks up on the computer and she goes, there's no LG techs in your area. And I go, okay, well, now what? And she goes, we're going to have to send a third-party tech out, like a handyman or somebody who fixes washers out in your area or county. I'm like, lady, I'm in the middle of the fucking country. Like, I just moved into the middle of the country. Like, I'm by farms and, like, but whatever. If you can find one, all right, cool. She goes, all right. She goes, I'm going to put this note or call or dispatch, whatever, in. And she goes, within 24 to 48 hours, a technician will call you to set up a day and time that he's going to come out and fix said tray. And I'm like, all right, fine. So far, it's been 48 hours and nobody has called me. So, from this point on, I'm sure it's going to get worse. So yeah, if anybody's looking to buy an LG from Home Depot, it's really hit or miss. I read a lot of the reviews that were bad, and I was thinking, look, if it doesn't work, I'll just send it back. It's going to be hit or miss if yours works or not and what the problem is. LG is a good company, but man, they're not doing it with the washers. I don't know. It's just, this has been a complete nightmare. So that's my warning. If you're thinking of buying an LG from Home Depot, this is what I've gone through so far in the past 1 or 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks now. It's just been a nightmare. And like, I have a lot of house renovations coming up next week, like $80,000 worth. So like, I don't have time for this bullshit. Like, I only had time to deal with this when I got it, I couldn't really afford this to happen. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to whatever they're doing. I'm gonna have to call a manager or somebody at Home Depot or something and complain and try to get some money knocked off or something, because the headache that I've been through already is something I just don't need. So yeah, as far as it working, so far it's been working. I only tried it 3 times. From what else I read was people said use it as much as possible within the first 48 hours, so you could see if something is broke on it, so you could return it right away. So don't, if you get one of these, don't sit around and wait. If you have clean clothes and that's it, throw them in there and wash them and see if it works. Yeah, so other than that, you just have to keep the inside very, very dry from everything that I read and other people. And I guess that's on a lot of front loaders, it can collect mold around the rubber ring. And, I did notice, like, when you're done using it, like, water does sit in there. There's a drain hole here but you could see it's not centered. The drain hole should actually be like right there. And it would probably drain the water a lot better, but you know, I don't know. At least it makes cool music, you know, when you turn it on. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.